Welcome. Welcome to RV Art School. I'm going to show you, demonstrate you how to alter a book into an art journal. And I did upload a video on YouTube about talking about art journals that were first intention were just a normal book and that you can use all kinds of book and alter it into an art journal. And for a short example, this is a book that was about the Western society, civilization. This is a book I inherited from my father and I turned it into a journal. And you can use really all books. You can just, a novel can be, if you like text, or a poem, book with poems. This is from A Holy Past, this book. I like this theme a lot. I like the front. Mostly I alter the front also, but I really like this one. And you can turn them in a great journal. And why is it fun to work in an existing book? Because there's already this imagery in there. There's a story. I buy them at in a thrift shop, so that there's already somebody who owned this book. So it has already a kind of a history. Sometimes you start just with random collage. Sometimes you add only a piece of collage, and leave the first page of the book. Can be, this is of artists, a zoo here, different style. You can use different books for different styles of art journaling. There are a lot of styles of art journaling, of course. This is one book I also inherited from my father. And you can still use the background, leave images, respond on it with paint and imagery, and then create it and make it your own story. So, for example, you can see how I added just some collage and then the story begins. And it's really fun to do and to create with an existing book. The only problem is that there's already a lot of stories going on in the book, and sometimes you want a plain book with blank images, and sometimes I like just working in my altered book. You can use them as they come. Some books have thick pages and not too many pages, because if you have 100 pages, then for an art journal, it's a lot. So sometimes it's more nice. Let's see if I can put this more up close here, so you can see what I'm doing. I picked this book to demonstrate how I prepare my book to get it into an art journal. Why did I pick this book? First, the book you choose, you have to like it. You have to feel something, some connection with it maybe. You can leave or remove the front paper. I think I like it better this way, but let's see, time will tell. And then you have this book, I don't know, it's Polski, so I can't read it, what it's about. But why I chose this book is because I really like the pictures. It's about art, all kind of artists. I think Polish artists. I already took some pictures out of here sometime for my other practice, maybe collaging. So there's a lot of different style and different type of imagery. And for an art journal, because you're journaling about your life, it's a journal. It's nice that you can just how your day is or your mood is, you can pick a page that really connects with that. So that's nice. These pages are thin and a little bit glossy, shining. I don't like that so much. I like more the transparent, the matte pages, but I think it will do. And if it's very shiny, the paint won't stick so good, but you can collage over it, of course. These pages are different, the index, because they are more the way I like it, but I think it's fine enough. But I really like the imagery in it, Some are more blank and quiet, some are more not quiet at all. And that's what I like, all kinds of themes. So I found my book that I want to turn into an art journal. What kind of theme this is going to be, I'm not sure. Mostly I start with a book and then after a few pages, oh, okay. Could be a random journal book. Or maybe with a theme. I have a book that's more about my relationship with my parents. And I have a book that's just about daily life. So it depends on what I want. What you don't want is to have more than 200 pages in your journal. Because if you journal every day, then this takes a year. Doesn't matter. If you want that, it's fine. But the problem is that these pages are so thin. If I'm going to work on this page, then I might end up that they are completely destroyed and I can't use the backside of my book again. Let's see, I'm still not happy with the camera. So let's do it like this. Hey, Joyce. So you have to work a little bit around this book to prepare it for art journaling. So, every book has pockets here. There's a technical name for it, but I'm not sure anymore what it is. This is a bound book. It's not glued, so that's nice to know because then it's more... it can take more of a beating before it falls apart. The most of my altered books fall apart in the end, but I don't mind. So you have to choose, you can pick the pages you don't like and you just do like this. And you put them aside and you leave them because you might use them again. And I can tear this one out, but then the papers on the other side of that page they get loose very easy. So you have to choose what do you want to keep and what you don't want to keep. And now I have a new pocket. This is a pocket. It starts here and it ends here, or it starts here and it ends there. Let's see. So it's always, let's see, maybe a different one. This one is, it ends here. And it starts here. So this is one complete pocket with papers. I can get one pocket out totally. That's also a possibility. So I can do it with a cutting knife. And how do I do that? I find here the thread that is used to binding this book. I cut them loose. And then it comes out completely. You can always bring them back into your journal. If you're like, oh, but I like this page very much. Doesn't matter. You can always, I'm not so patient, so I rip it out. Now, I have these pages I really like this one and this one. And these also. I like them all. So I cut out pages I really liked. I put them aside. I can always glue them back. So that's not a problem. You have to take rid of these pieces of paper here. Let's see how the camera is doing. If you take out too many of these pockets, your book will have these empty spaces and then there's no coherence. It's not cohesive anymore, so it falls apart. So what you need is you need tape, you need a scissor maybe, you need a brush, a credit card, an old one, and a Stanley knife, and tape. This is scrap tape, we call it here, painter's tape, and this is duct tape. So what you do now is you fix it. You glue this in here. You can use nice tape if you have colored tape, or I don't mind because my pages mostly are covered totally with stuff, paint, and so you can see this is somewhere before today I got rid of these pages. So don't worry about it. This one will come loose now, but I don't want that, so I have to fix it. Again, I'm going to fix this one also, because I don't want my book to fall apart the first day. Maybe after a few weeks, not now. So you browse through your book and you just like, okay, which one? You go in the middle of a pocket. There you can see the stitching. And you know you can tear these apart. So you can, of every pocket, just tear out 2 or 3 pages and leave the rest. Maybe you just don't want to look at what you're tearing out, because then you'll maybe get frozen. And don't, because pictures can take us hostage. Oh no, it's too pretty, I can't tear that out. So I go now in every pocket and just get rid of a few pages. Oh wow, I really like this one. No, no. You could also do only fixate these threads here by just putting a small piece of tape here. And you can do something else, and I'll show you in a minute. So just do as you like. The most important is that you don't have 200 pages, but maybe 50 or 30, whatever. Let's see, I'm going to the next pocket. Tear out the whole pocket, I think. Okay. Instead of doing this tape in the middle, what I can do is I have my pot with glue. It's a bookbinder's glue with some water in it, and I'm going to put some glue, a lot of glue, not too much, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue some pages together, and they are much too thin. The pages are too thin to work on, so if I'm making them double, so 2 pages become 1, then I have a much more firm layer to work on. So I don't mind wrinkles so much. So what I said in the beginning is I'm not sure about this paper here. And it's very thin and it's shining, and that's why I can't glue it so nice. So I already don't like what I'm doing. So now, if I wasn't doing a tutorial on a video, on a live session, I would have, I stop and I choose another book. Because I know it's not going to work. So I'm going to stop and I'm just going to pick another book, I think, because I know already I'm not going to like it. But the demonstration is already done, because this is how you approach your book, to create an art journal out of an existing book. And what you can do now next, suppose you don't like a page. For example, let's see if I have one I don't like so much. Oh, great materials here. Oh, when I'm singing, Facebook thinks I'm having music on, and then Facebook is blocking my my video. So what you can do is you have a page, a double one. You can glue it in here. So if you don't like this, you can put another one, add glue here, and you fix it. So then you have a new page, and it's already more firm than the paper instead. Let's see if I have very quick another book. Let's see. I liked children books a lot, and I altered a lot of them, and they are much more firmer. They have much more thick paper, so I know for art journaling this is a great kind of book. So again, you're just searching for the middle of a pocket, tear it out. Don't look at what's on them, because you can always fix it. And let's see, yeah, I'm going to put this one out also. So again, I'm going to put some glue here, because I want, even these pages are reasonably thick, I want them even thicker, because I want a journal that can take a beating. And it's a great exercise in letting go of pretty pictures. So you need this credit card to get rid of too much glue. Make sure you have some tissue paper with you by hand to get rid of the glue on your credit card, otherwise if you have a drawer you can use that also. And now you can see the other book was getting a lot of wrinkles here, and this one is much more tight. Maybe my glue could be a little bit too much diluted. So when you have glue that is containing too much water, then you get also this effect that it's creating wrinkles. And now I have a nice firm first layer for my journal. Of course, a journal spread is one left page and a right page. Together they make a journal spread. So I have to fix this one also. So I'm going to do the same. I think my glue is a little bit too diluted, I think. So I use just a little bit less glue. Why I'm saying paint all the time. It's glue. It's not paint. And it's really fun, and it's addictive to find a book. And as I mentioned, the book you like, you have a certain attachment. So I have these books I inherited from my father, so they have already an emotional meaning to me, and that's what I really like. So now I have 2 pages thick enough to work on. Needs to dry, of course. So I have 1 spread. I need to fix this one maybe also. Could be. Then I have 1 spread, 2 spreads, 3. If I am going to fix this one, I have another one. How many pages you want, I don't know. But I'm going to get rid of these also, because I know I can do it, because I glued already the other one next to each other. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of this one also. And again, I'm not afraid of a little bit rough edges in my book, because I know I'm going to alter them in all kinds of ways. And again, if you think, oh, but I don't like this image on this paper, it's a journal, so we are going to use it as a journal. We are going to collage in it, paint in it, so maybe at the end you hardly see anything of this layer. And you can always, maybe if you say, well, oh yeah, I have a fly on my leg. I like this picture a lot, or this one. You can glue, for example, a half a page in here, and then we already have a story. Or on this side, to make your page a little bit thicker. Let's see, what can I do here now? Maybe I want to get rid of a whole pocket here. Let's see, can I do this? Yes, I can do this. because again, you don't want 50 original pages in your book or 100. Oh, I think this one needs to go also. I don't want this here because then my book won't close anymore in the end, because you do a lot of layering in your journal with collage and glue and paint. Your book gets very thick, and that's not... I can glue this together because there's even not a picture here, so that doesn't matter anymore. So the best is if you find a book with nice thick papers, you choose the ones you want to keep as most as possible. Sometimes it's not possible. You just have to choose one or the other. You can't have all of them. So I can get rid of these again. Yes, this one is glued, so I need to glue these two together, but oh, I really like this image, but I have to choose, so again, you can't have them all. It's just like life, you have to choose. And so on until, so you make sure that every page is double. And if you have a book with really thick paper, you only have to take out some pockets and only, oh wow, I like this one. And that's it, you're done. And you can of course alter the front, just make a collage on this if you don't like it. Like this one was a book of the same book. It was a book of Tom Sawyer. I created a totally new front and back. I mostly do that. And then you see, here's Tom Sawyer. It's the same series we have here in Holland. And I created a whole new journal. And there are, how many pages do I have here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, still empty, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pages I have here. Oh, this one also, 19 with the back of the front. So I think 20 is very okay for a journal. Maybe you want even 30 or 40. I have... where is it? Just looking for something. You can also do this. This is a book I altered. It's 365 days from Out of the Sky. And I did just something every day. I call this a Kickstarter. It's a book I created to just get on in the mood of creating. And if you just don't take out any pages, you get this. I think it's 3 kilos, 2 or 3 kilos maybe. And I like it a lot. I think this is art. So I really like it, but I had here a piece of thread because it falls totally apart. But if you don't want this with your journal, you have to choose which pages you leave and which one you want to remove. And again, don't be afraid. You can always glue them back in your journal. if you are like, oh my gosh, but it's so pretty here. Yes, it is, but don't use too thin glue, not too thick. And then if a page falls apart, you just get your tape again. And mostly at the end, a lot of books have an index. Maybe you don't want it, maybe you want it because it's text, it's different page, so whatever. I think it speaks for itself. So this book, it didn't win it. It's good that I show stuff that don't work, because then you saw why I made another choice, because it has all wrinkles now, and I definitely don't want to use this. I don't like it. And if you don't like it, you know, it's your journal. You have to feel something, some connection with your book. Because art is personal. Art is really about getting your personal story in there, in art journal. So if it's already a battle starting with this book, then it won't work. So I hope you enjoyed this demo. If you have any questions, ask me. And show me yours. Doodoo!